Hello, I'm Juan Ariola, equipment manager for Chicago Fire.
Hi, I'm Brian Sauer, and I'm the equipment manager for Chicago Fire Football Club.
There we go.
Se cagó en la risa. Dice que les calme la hinchazón. Dígalo, bicho, dígale ahí.
So on a typical training day, I like to start off my day with a cup of coffee, because I'm going to need my caffeine. After that, I go upstairs and I speak with the coaches to see what they need for that day's training session. They give me a list of what field equipment they need, and I head out to the pitch and provide everything they need for that day's training session. Make sure everything's there so that when the coaches head out, they have nothing to worry about and they can just set up the field. If there's anything missing though, I know Frank's going to let me know. Just putting my input, see if the coaches like my ideas. Good old classic flying V. Should be able to help out the squad, get some goals, huh? After that, I like to go into the locker room and double check on the guys to see what they need for that day's session. Knowing Chicago's weather, you can get all 4 seasons in one day. So you gotta be prepared for everything. Once everything's ready to go in the locker room, loosen up the guys, put them in a good mood, banter around, tell some jokes, but just make sure I definitely pick on Wyatt before we head out to the field.
I don't want
The
this.
socks you asked for.
I didn't ask for socks. What is this about?
As the equipment manager, some of the main roles and responsibilities are printing of the jerseys, ordering an inventory of gear for the season, interdepartmental collaborations with marketing on their needs, and assisting at training with a lot of help with Juan there.
Let's coach him up, Frank. Let's go. We're so lucky to have these guys, man. Non-stop. Brian, I don't know, Juanito, he's never here.
During training, my job is to help assist the coaches on what they need for that day. Whatever they ask for me, I do. Whether it's collecting balls, mannequins, cones, or moving goals around. My job is to make sure that the coaches have a smooth transition from drill to drill. Overall, my job is to help the coaches and players all have a good, efficient training session. Wait,
You get that?
Outside of training, a lot of preparation goes into game days. 2 jerseys per player, 2 shorts per player, depending on the weather, if we're bringing 2 pairs of pants, rain jackets, stadium coats, beanies, gloves. A lot of time and effort goes into making sure everything's packed before our flight and or our drive to Soldier Field, because once we're there, we don't have anything in storage.
What is this? The goat? Yeah, Aspire. The goat. That's not the goat either.
So in the equipment department, it's just me and Brian.
We've worked together in this position for the past 7 years, or 7 seasons. Before that, we worked in the front office together for the operations team.
I love working with Brian because not that many people out there can say they get to work with their best friend.
And he's become a really good friend, probably my best friend, since I've moved to Chicago. And he is the most dependable person that I could have ever asked for to be in this position with.
Knowing Brian since, 2014, 15, we've created a bond.
Over the past 7 seasons, mended and become a team, and I wouldn't change a second of it.
And sometimes when we come in, it doesn't even feel like we're working at all. It's just 2 dudes hanging out, making fun of soccer players, and enjoying each other's company. He's like a brother from another mother.
We're gathered here as a fire community to celebrate one of our great fans who has passed and induct Lauren Bogus into the Wall of Honor.
Lauren was an avid Fire fan. She had season tickets, I think, for over 10 years. Even when she was just buying for herself, she bought an extra one so she could drag a few people along with her. Lauren would talk about the Fire soccer team to anybody who would listen. At parties, lunch, on the phone. It's amazing. There were more shirts and scarves and hats than you could imagine, but she enjoyed them all. Her soccer helped her get through many, many tough times. I'm grateful to the Fire for having caused so much joy for my daughter. Thank you.
People are on the Wall of Honor first and foremost are passionate Fire fans, good human beings who were great with their fellow supporters. But everybody that was on that wall not only had good relationships with other supporters, but also with the front office, with our players and with our technical staff. So that's a common theme that we've seen with everybody that has been inducted, is that they're not just a fan, they become a fabric of the club. Lauren was a passionate supporter of our club. A lot of her friends were part of Section 8. Lauren used the club and the sport to really help her get through the 2 illnesses that she fought. Our fan base rallied around her during those periods, and that's why today's recognition is very befitting of the fan that she was.
So everybody, can you say hi to Andre?
What's going on, guys?
The event today was a Chicago Fire Plays program practice, and we also had a few professional players come out. So grateful to be able to connect my school to the community and bridge the gap from learning to play, and social emotional learning is very important for our community.
Are y'all gonna play in the summer? Oh, they said switch, so we gotta go the other way. I already told a couple of y'all, but you guys know Miss Reynolds? Y'all like her? That's my mom. Yeah.
It means a lot to them because they get to be themselves. You know, when they're in school, it's like, okay, it's time to learn, sit down, do this, read the book, and now they were just free to run and roam and be themselves and be expressive.
A great feeling to score my first goal at the Plays program, you know. More to come, more to come.
The Plays program for us has been, I would say, great, because it has introduced kids who don't normally get a chance to play soccer, learn the game, get to know the game, and improve.
Try to get your body behind it and then just put your foot on the ball. Like that. There you go. If you want to do a power kick, you got to kick it with the top of your foot. Because if you kick it hard, then it goes real far.
I think the game of soccer helps kids be better communicators. And I think that's what's most helpful, just the peer-to-peer relationships. They start on a beginner's level, but yet they are finding their strengths within soccer.
Every team needs defense, midfield, and offense. So who wants to be defense? Me. All right, if you want to be defense, stay by the goal. But y'all can go anywhere, but your job is to...
The Chicago Fire has done a phenomenal job with going into the community, especially in Inglewood and in New City. It means a lot because the kids, they want to be a professional, but for them to actually get the experience of meeting one, I think that it lets them know that their dream can come true as well, and they can be professionals too one day.
You gonna play soccer after this? You should, bro. This summer?
I'm here today in Kenwood Park just to support an urban football league. We do pickup soccer, and you know, they're just putting on for the community, you know, showing the locals about the game and just helping spread the message of why the game's so beautiful.
It actually started off as very much just an exploratory idea. I took a trip abroad, that was like kind of, I guess, the main inspiration. I went to London as well as Morocco and played street soccer in both of those places, street football, and was very much overtaken by the influence that it had on black communities. So once I made the move down here that summer, I began to just kind of throw these little small pickups, and it just kind of grew on from there.
Community soccer is so important because it just helps build the bond and the culture in the community. It brings people together, whether you're from great environments or not. It gives everyone a place to go to just, you know, get away and have fun. This league is so important for the black community too because it keeps spreading a positive message and keeps the young people engaged. It keeps them off the streets. There's so much black culture and not enough of it is invested into soccer, so this helps build and just spread the message and spread the idea of it. I enjoyed y'all having me out here, man. It was such a great time, a great environment. Y'all are all great people. I love the vibe. I love what y'all doing for the culture, bro. We're gonna give you all free tickets to the next home game.
Countdown. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Vamos Fire! Look at this. Amazing, huh? Bravo.
We are extremely excited to have Joe here in Lugano for the very first time to show him around in Lugano, the Lugano area, but also our new offices and the stadium Cornaredo.
The Lugano staff have been amazing, very warm, welcoming, so proud of their club and what they've accomplished. We've upgraded the office space over the past year. Hey Michele, hey
it's
Joe.
An honor to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Welcome to our offices.
Thank you so much. Federica, very nice to meet you. And so I think they're thrilled with the new accommodations and a level of professionalism that the CEO, Martin Blazer, has brought to the operation. So everyone is very warm, welcoming. And it's been fantastic.
One only and original.
Wow.
97 years.
I'll have that. Huh? Oh, wow. That's, here, I'll hold it for the camera here. Yeah. Look at this. Bravo. You got to feel the weight on this. You thought it might be hollow or just light, but it's got a weight to it. Yeah. I don't know if I can lift it over my head, but this is good enough. That's impressive. Yeah, my first silverware as an owner, it was heavy. It was very heavy. I was surprised. There's a real weight to it. It's quite a substantial trophy. It makes you want to get more silverware. So we've got work to do for the Chicago Fire, but I think FC Lugano is kind of paving the way for what we'd like to build with the Fire. It's very impressive what FC Lugano has accomplished over the past year. Georg Heitz, Sebastian Peltzer, everybody associated with the club, the players, the coaches. They've done a phenomenal job and couldn't be more proud of what they've accomplished. The club is definitely heading in the right direction.
For the club, for the city, for the fans, after 29 years, to win again the title was just outstanding, was huge. Everybody is extremely happy. That helps us developing the programs we have already started. The club gets more attractive also for potential new players because they understand, they see, wow, you can even win a title in Lugano. So no, we are extremely happy and it will help us within the whole organization.
Well, it's great being in Cornaredo Stadium. I've seen it on the broadcast many times, and so it's phenomenal to be here and see the mountains in the background. It's an older stadium, and so the town has recently approved last November a new stadium which will go here.
The current stadium is 70 years old. I think everyone could see it this morning that it was really very, very important that the residents of the city of Lugano voted yes.
And it'll be much better. Right now there's a track around the pitch. That track will be moved outside, so the stands will come down closer to the pitch. It's a beautiful design. It'll keep the sound in, very intimate. It's a little below ground, so it'll be less wind and again, keep the sound in. So it's a beautiful plan that the city has.
We are extremely happy to get those new walls, as I call it in German, but also important to understand that we have to revise the project from our side to make sure that the new stadium, which will be opened in January 26, will be the stadium we need as a club.
So we are looking forward to getting into the new stadium and seeing what takes the club, I think, to the next level. More capacity and just a better sporting experience for our fans.
It was and it is so important to have Joe and you here in Lugano, not only for us, for the employees, for the whole staff, but also for the people from the Lugano area, that people they see there is an involvement. Huh?
Gaga, you can't get it by me.
Bring it on.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see so many of you here this afternoon. I appreciate you attending in person. And for those of you watching via the live stream, thank you very much for tuning in. We're also very excited and very proud to have won the Swiss Cup on Sunday. And so congratulations to our players, our coaches, and the whole organization at FC Lugano. It's far exceeded my expectations when we bought the club last August. So to win the Swiss Cup in your first year, it's a dream come true. You know, they sent me the video of the celebration on Sunday night after winning the Swiss Cup final in the Reforma Piazza, of the whole town getting together and thousands of people. And you could just feel the emotion, the happiness, the excitement. And so we'd love to bring a trophy, that kind of feeling, that kind of excitement to the Chicago Fire. And we're working very hard in Chicago to do that. FC Lugano is a long-term commitment from me. It's not a quick project for a year or two, but this is a long-term commitment to build the club, the best team that we can, to build the organization, to attract the very best people that we can, create a really great culture, a great place to work where people can do their best work, and to invest in the club. And the way I like to run businesses is just get better every day. Every year, let's get better. Let's keep investing, improving, make it an inclusive culture, listen to our staff. I'm confident if we do that, when we look back over 3 years or 5 years, I think we'll have come a long way. Hopefully we'll see more trophies. And so I'm very excited, pleased about the direction, the local leadership. Again, our CEO, Martin Blazer, has done a phenomenal job, as well as the team in Chicago who work on this. We know we're integrating the sporting side. So our sporting director, Georg Heitz, oversees the sporting side of both clubs. Sebastian Pelcher, our technical director. You know, we've been leveraging kind of their expertise, their knowledge to help grow and strengthen FC Lugano. You know, part of the premise of buying FC Lugano was a vision for multi-club ownership, that owning more than one club could provide advantages to both clubs. And the reason is you can integrate the sporting side, leveraging one scouting organization, one performance organization, analytics, sporting leadership. And so then you can invest more with two clubs than you could with one club. That there are things we can learn from FC Lugano, bring them to Chicago, and vice versa. We think of them as partner clubs, so there's no hierarchy, it's equality. And so it is about best practices.
We're wrapping up the trip to Lugano. We've had a phenomenal trip. It's a beautiful city, as you can see behind me, the mountains, the lake. Everybody's been so warm, so friendly. On the heels of the Swiss Cup win for the club, the timing couldn't have been better. So just a fantastic trip. It's been great to travel with all my colleagues, and we've had a great time.
Taking a little trip behind the scenes back down memory lane. This is currently the house that I grew up in. We're here in Schaumburg, Illinois, and just want to show you guys a little bit about my journey and how I came up, and now obviously being back in Chicago, so let's go. But I just seen this right now. This is my 3v3 World Championship trophy that I keep putting back in the garage and they keep trying to get me to take home. But this was 2006 Kick It 3v3 down in Orlando, actually, so really special memory, good trophy to have, and it's collecting some dust up there, but a good memory for sure. So currently here is my little brother Johnny, who's my pretty much twin brother at this point, 4 years younger, but always gets, you know, told that he looks older than me, which is quite embarrassing, but it is what it is. And then this is my mom, beloved mother of mine, who raised me in this house. And this is my lovely wife, better half.
Alyssa.
Alyssa. Yeah.
But so there would be like pictures throughout. There's your junior high.
Yeah, this is my freshman year of high school. Yeah, that hair was back. That was in style actually back in the day, believe it or not. See, my mom did a great job with these. We have tons of these, just all these like crazy memories in that. I'm really out here, bro. What are you doing? Come here, you can be in the video. Sit down, chill, chill, chill. This is my dog. He's been with me since Orlando, and he came with us all the way to Scotland. And now he's back home in Chicago, very happy. I know, bro, I know. It's all right, bro. When we got the call that it was specifically gonna be Chicago, it was emotions that you can't even begin to describe because, like I said, it just for so long, you're away from home, you're away from family, you know, you're missing birthday parties, you're missing just everything about being at home, that comfort, being able to come and get a home-cooked meal and see your brother, see your parents. My grandparents are here as well. And you sacrifice a lot, obviously, being away from home. And so being able to come back and do what I love in my city with my family here in the stands at every game virtually, you know, is really special to me. And it's the main reason why I came back. I grew up playing in a ton of leagues in, you know, the Hoffman Poplar Arena, all those indoor soccer fields that are like hockey rinks and that. Faisal, come on. Bam. This guy walked right in on the shot, dude. Faisal, go, man. From when I was 12 and throughout all of my evolution, I knew that like being professional was my #1 dream. So when I went to school, that was always still like my #1 goal. Like I was at school playing, but always with that in the back of my mind that I wanted to take it to the next level as well. I'm thrilled to be here and really excited about what's kind of going on with the club and the way Ezra's building the team. And, you know, I think that we got something really special here, and to be doing it in my hometown and, you know, obviously with that long-term end goal of bringing a trophy back to my city and doing it for, you know, for that purpose, I think is something that really motivates me, it inspires me. And it's something, like I said, I'm really, really excited to be a part of. I'm gonna take you to this place where when I was younger, I used to, like, so sometimes I would even ride my bike, bro, to Olympic Park, and I would go and I would like do training with my academy team with the Sockers, and then my group of friends from middle school, from elementary school, we all like went together to the same high school. So on our free time and recess and stuff, they would play soccer, and then when we'd go to school, we'd be talking about soccer, and then after school, we'd want to go and play soccer. So I'd go train with my academy team, and then we'd all meet up. We have a Facebook group. It was called Football in the Berg, because it's Schaumburg, you know? So Football in the Berg, we'd post in there like, yo, Dirk's in tonight at 6, who's coming? And like people would just like it, and you'd see how many numbers you'd get. We'd just pull up to this hockey rink, and we would play like until the lights went off after training. So right here, this was the stomping grounds, bro. But like literally, like we'd all just like show up here. Guys would be kicking the balls off the boards, and you just like throw on your indoor shoes and someone's got a ball, and we would just turn on the lights. I don't even remember where the switch is. Once we needed the lights, and then you would just wait patiently for these old lights to just flicker on to play at nighttime. You could literally have 2 teams of 8 guys or 7 guys, 2 more teams out here of 7 or 8 guys. On the good nights, you know, when we had a ton of guys, it'd be 1 goal and you switch out, like the next team comes on, and there would be like 30 or 40 of us all in here playing, you know, guys on the sidelines, you know, making a lot of ruckus and noise and all that. And then 2 guys with hockey skates would come over, and they would get annoyed that we were in here, and we would say like, yo, we're playing for sure because there's 40 of us and there's 2 of you. But then they would call the park ranger, and the park ranger would come and be like, look, this is a hockey rink. You guys could play soccer out here. And we were like, but they got the goals in here, and look what we got. We got 40 guys here. We're all playing, you know? And then they would end up kicking us out. So that was always a tragic night. You have to have a better touch. It's just completely different. It's faster, you know, because the ball's bouncing around. You pass the ball differently. You cross the ball differently, you shoot differently. But it just develops you in a different way, you know? As long as you're always playing in that, it's good for your awareness, because the game is so fast, you're always looking around. When you start to play professionally and you're moving all over the place and, you know, you're getting paid for it as well, it takes away a bit from like that childlike of the game, you know, where we used to just come here and play because we wanted to, because it was fun, you know, because it brought us joy. And that's like how it makes me feel being here right now. It's like, I just want to play, I want to go and just, you know, be creative, not have any worries, you know, like that's what you love to do. And that's why we play at the end of the days, you know, because we have fun, because we like the people that we're with. And yeah, I mean, dude, this just like really brings it back around full circle, to be honest. I haven't been back here, this is my first time. So this was only 7th and 8th grade. I would walk home all the time with some of my friends, and I would walk every single day with this kid, and we would grab like Arizona's, walk home, and I would keep a collection of the cans. I would like make sure I got one of every kind. I used to have a big wall in one of the rooms in my house that was just like Arizona's, the whole wall. I don't know why I thought it was cool. My mom let me do it too. This is the best pizza place in the world. I feel like just the ratio of like sauce to cheese to dough. You know, some pizzas you get like too much dough or too much sauce, too much cheese. They got it just going on here. My grandma's house is like less than 5 minutes this way. They actually weren't even at the first game because they had to go to Nebraska for my cousin's graduation. So they're coming to the next game on the 18th, which will be cool for them to see me in Soldier Field and that. Having lived away from home, I'll like go over there all the time and I'll just sit down and just ask my grandpa questions about life and, you know, about his experiences and stuff so that his stories can like continue to live on as well. And these are the little things that you don't really take note of. I feel like when you're young, like especially me, and having like ambition and wanting to go chase things and, you know, get out in the world and see what you can do. But like at the end of the day, like these are the people and the things that like really matter to me, you know? So I'm sure them just seeing me out there and like with the Chicago jersey on as well will mean like a ton to them. They're so proud to be my grandparents, you know? They wear it like a badge, loud and proud. That makes me feel good too because I know that it makes them happy to like see me doing what I love, where I love.
Full time. Unthinkable. The Chicago Fire with, yes, probably their most comprehensive performance of the Red Bulls because it's the second team in Major League Soccer history to win their first 5 games. Meanwhile, the Fire will head back to Chicago with just 1 point. Here's Sean Johnson exchanging some words that don't look totally amicable. Full time, FC Cincinnati with a 4th consecutive win, but somehow, some way find themselves on the wrong side of a 3-2 scoreline.
So it was the first time the Fire had been in action in 21 days. It was the first time that they had a home game in over a month, and you could just sort of sense the energy in the stadium was excitement, but also nervous. You knew that there was 10 games without a win, but you also knew that there was 2 key players for the Fire missing in Xherdan Shaqiri and Jairo Torres. So any result that you were going to get was going to be a real grind against a DC United team that, yes, does have an interim head coach after sacking Hernan Lozada, but still a good side and a team that liked to press you, get after you, and made life difficult for you for the course of 90 minutes.
Believe it. Come out with confidence right from the start. Right from the start. We're at home. Beautiful night in front of our fans, man. Whatever it takes. Believe.
Guys, we kicked their asses once, and we're gonna do it again, okay? So let's go out and let's win our home game.
Let's go. Fire!
A pair of teams off in the international break provided a much-needed reset as Chicago Fire play host to DC United.
So the first 10-15 minutes of the game, the passion and the energy displayed by the Fire, I think was reflective of the type of game that it was, which was a game that the Fire really needed to have. Was it a must-win? Probably not, still 20 games left in the season, but you could tell right from the start that this is a group that was hungry to get a win and sort of was playing like it was a must-win, and that energy and that sort of high-press nature that the Fire have shown early on in the season seemed to be back, and they were knocking on the door early and often against DC.
Opportunity for Chicago, the strike, and the save there from Romo. Go for the first time cross. Mueller directed the header. He just couldn't direct it towards goal. In towards Jimenez, who tries to measure the strike and pick out that bottom left corner, but Romo able to make the straightforward save.
The first half I thought was one of our better halves. I know we didn't score, but we had a ton of chances. They had maybe 1 or 2. And before the game, you know, Ezra talked about starting off strong. We're at home. And just having a good mentality and good attitude.
Lovely flick there from Shabilko. Gutierrez is in behind. He'll take the option to strike and it forces Romo into yet another save.
So really throughout the entirety of the first half, save for maybe a few opportunities for DC United on the counter, Chicago really did dominate the game, and there was a cluster of chances, whether it was Gutierrez, whether it was a shot or a cross off the post, who knows, but there was really just a cluster of chances that was an early shout to the game that the Fire meant business. They were knocking on the door, but obviously you needed to get over the line, especially without Xherdan Shaqiri and Jairo Torres. You just sort of needed that moment of magic, and you could tell that they were right on the cusp of something really special, particularly throughout the first 45 minutes.
Some Chicago Fire fans feeling like it's the same old Fire, but they have reinforcements, they have new attacking players to try and turn this around, some of whom not available tonight as we are underway with the second 45 minutes.
So about 15-20 minutes into the second half, you could tell that Ezra Hendrickson needed to make a change. He needed to inject some life into the game. And so what does he do? He brings on the German Fabian Herbers, who has played a multitude of positions for the Fire in his tenure with the club. But you were just looking for the German to make an impact, to do the running, to do the dirty work. And obviously when he gets into the final third, he can cause some problems, but he's just a really savvy footballer. And you could tell as soon as he came onto the game, there was something that changed for the Fire.
Yeah, you always try to make an impact, you know, to help the team and bring some energy and yeah, hopefully help the team win. I thought we played pretty well all game. I think we were the better team on the day.
So late in the second half, once Herbers had come on and started to stretch the field a little bit, the Fire found themselves with more time, more space, and particularly a lot of the ball in the attacking third, and DC were starting to sit a little bit deeper.
Herbers on line here for Shabilko. Espinosa drifting in and out of the area. Shabilko now trying to dig it in. Herbers with a header, and it's away from the line and eventually turned in by Espinosa. It might have gone over there from Fabian Herbers. Chicago Fire have the lead here with less than a quarter of an hour left to play at Soldier Field.
So over the past month, 2 months, 3 months, really since the Fire's last win on March 19th, you could make a number of arguments that they didn't close games out well. There were a couple of occasions where they let the lead slip late on, but this was not the case on the day. We talked about how this was sort of a must-win for the Fire, and the way that they treated the game late on spoke to that. They were professional in the way that they killed the clock. They used every single second to their advantage, basically flawless in the way that they killed off the game and forced DC to chase, even though that they were down a goal on the road. So after the final whistle went, there was this massive collective exhale. It was a game that the Fire desperately needed, and they got it. Was it the prettiest display of football? Probably not. They probably should have scored a few more, but missing Shaqiri, missing Torres, you knew that you were going to be lacking some pieces in the attacking third, and you just needed to find a way to get over the line, and Fabian Herbers provided that spark off the bench. The defense was brilliant. Gaga was great in goal, and it was really a team, collective group effort that Ezra Hendrickson has been preaching and speaks to the character of this group, able to get a win in some tough circumstances against a gritty DC United side, and it gave the group a lot of momentum coming off the international break and heading into a tough road trip against Houston.
Remember this feeling, guys. Remember how awesome this feels. All right? This is what we want to feel after every game. Every player went out there and put it in. You all put in the shift tonight. Consistency got to be there now. All right? So remember this feeling. Enjoy it. A good job tonight from start to finish. Every man to a team. All right? That's what it's got to be from here on out.
You just sort of needed to find a way. That was the one, too. Bench and does what a substitute, and basically had our. Basically, why you're changing everything that you're saying?
You might be the end credits.
I am inevitable. All right, exhale from everybody. There's this just giant, massive collective, and you're laughing over there. God bless. You didn't even say anything. Thinking about every word that's coming out of your mouth.
Please be the end credit.